Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a company that sounds like a tech startup trying a little too hard to be cool. We're checking out Nixxy Incorporated's latest 8K filing, which is basically their way of shouting, hey look at us, to the security nitty linked in the description below. It's again different email that instead of announcing free pizza in the break room, they're talking about selling stock. Said before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. So Nixxy is making some moves by selling more shares of its stock. Is this a sign of a company gearing up for big things, or is it trying to cover its tracks? Let's decode what this all means. First off, this is an 8K filing. Companies use these to tell investors about big changes that could matter to them. Things like maybe they just hired a new CEO, or maybe they acquired another company, or like in this case, they're selling a bunch of stock. This report is dated June 4, 2025. That's when the big news happened. So we know that something of note happened on that date. The company we're talking about today is Nixxy Incorporated. They are registered in Nevada. Their main office is in New York City. All pretty standard stuff so far. This section is mostly legal disclaimers, so nothing too juicy here. Now we're getting somewhere. They list their stock called common stock and their stock purchase warrants, which are basically options to buy stock later under certain conditions. Both trade on the NASDAQ capital market under the symbols DNXX and NIXXW. Nixxy says they are an emerging growth company, which means they're still relatively small and potentially high growth. They've also elected not to use the extended transition period for complying with new accounting standards. Basically, they're saying they want to play by the newer, stricter rules right away. Here's where the interesting stuff starts. Regulation FD means they're making sure everyone gets the same information at the same time. They issued a press release on June 4, 2025 about what they are doing. They're announcing the pricing of a registered direct offering. This is a fancy way of saying they're selling up to 667 shares of their stock at 1.50 cents per share. They're doing this without a middleman like an investment bank, so no extra fees. These shares are being offered under a shelf registration statement. This lets companies register a bunch of shares at once and then sell them over time when they need the money. They filed a legal opinion about the shares being valid, which is a formality. Here's a list of exhibits, which are extra documents that give more details. This includes the legal opinion about the shares and the press release that they made public. Now let's zoom out and put this all together. Nixxy Inc. is a small emerging growth company that just sold a chunk of its stock directly to investors. The main goal of this report is to let everyone know that they just did this and to do it in a way that is fully legal. But what does it mean? Well, on one hand, raising capital can be a good thing. It gives Nixxy money to invest in growing their business. Maybe they'll develop new products, expand their marketing, or hire more people. If things go well, this could lead to higher revenues and profits down the road. On the other hand, selling stock dilutes existing shareholders. That means each share now represents a smaller piece of the company. If Nixxy doesn't use the money wisely, the stock price could drop, leaving investors worse off. The fact that they did a direct offering without using an investment bank suggests they might not have had a ton of options. Investment banks often help companies sell stock, but they charge fees for their services. Doing it themselves saves money, but might mean they couldn't get as good a price or sell as many shares as they wanted. Overall, this 8K filing paints a picture of a company that's working hard to raise capital and grow. Whether they'll succeed is anyone's guess, but investors should keep a close eye on how they use this money and whether it leads to real, sustainable growth. Alright, that's a quick and simple breakdown of Nixxy Incorporated's latest filing. What do you think about Nixxy's future? Do you believe this stock sale will help them grow, or is it a sign of trouble ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was helpful, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord channel in the description for even more discussion. Thanks for watching and see you next time.